What is good, my people? This is your Cosmic Homegirl, and I'm doing a weekly forecast for all of us, for all signs, that begins May 2nd of 2021 and ends on May 9th of 2021. I'm sorry that this is late, you guys. I've had a lot going on. It was my birthday weekend, so I got to chill with Apollonia, aka the Astrology Lady, my Astro bestie. And shout out to her, blessings to her. She showed me a fabulous time for my birthday. But also, I still have a lot of things going on with my place of living, like you wouldn't freaking believe. I swear to you guys, it's every day is something different. I come home to leaks and shit sprayed everywhere randomly, and like the ceiling is falling out. Like, yo, it's just so much, too much. It's jaw-dropping, unbelievable. Okay. And now they're talking about the owner doesn't like the window and he wants to replace your front window just because he doesn't like it. Yeah, just disregard like my peace and sanity and need to work from home and everything else. There's always something going on here, and they're still doing construction above me, so there's so much fucking noise, like constantly banging and booming, and oh my God, it's just been way too much, you guys. But that's Saturn in your fourth house for you. Okay, that's Saturn transiting my fourth house. So what can I do? What can I say? But try to make time and have peace. But anyway, so I'm sorry that this is late. But hey, we still have things popping this week to talk about, okay? But also, if you guys want to know what's going on just for the month of May, like in total, we have Mercury retrograde. We have Jupiter entering Pisces for the first time in 12 years, which is huge. And we have an eclipse this month in Sagittarius. If you want to know how that affects you based on your sign, most def go to my website right here, Indigo Moon Astrology. I'll leave links also. And you can order you a little monthly horoscope for your sign, okay? So please allow at least 20. I'm going to say, because of all the bullshit going on in my world right now, when will I catch a break, right? I'm going to say give me like at least 24 to 48 hours after you order the horoscope for me to send the link, okay? But yes, I go in depth, in detail, at least 30 minutes on what all this stuff is doing for your sign. I do still have 2021 yearly horoscopes available. They are not on sale anymore. They are still their regular price. But yo, it's 2 hours of what's going on in 2021, including these transits here, okay? But also the rest of the year of what's going on too. So definitely cop you guys one of these. And this is not a personal. This is for your sign. All right? So now let's get on to what's going on this week. I'm not recording this on May 2nd, so we're not going to really talk about May 2nd. She's already came and gone, right? So we do have the moon in Aquarius for a couple of days, right? The moon is in Aquarius. But let's talk about, we already talked about that last week, like what the vibe is with that. But let's talk about Mercury going into Gemini, though. So Mercury in Gemini goes into Gemini May 3rd and stays here until July 11th or 13th or something like that? Hold on. Until July 11th, yeah. So Mercury is going to be in Gemini for a few months. Why? Because surprise, his ass is going retrograde. Right? No, until July 11th, he's in the sign of Gemini. But let's go over the little timeline, though. Mercury just stepped into Gemini. So we've got all the crazy Tasmanian devil, Daffy Duck, cartoon character Gemini vibes when it comes to communication from now until July. But we have Mercury going into shadow period around May 15th. I say this because the degree that Mercury goes direct at is going to be 16 degrees. See the little D here? 16 degrees of Gemini is when Mercury goes direct. He goes retrograde at 24 degrees. So between that 16th and 24th degree, we always have to count that as well, included in the Mercury retro and shadow period. Okay, so the 15th of May is when it goes in shadow, and that's when you have to start really backing up all your data. You know, make sure you have insurance on all your devices and your vehicles and warranties on, you know, your electronics and all that stuff. Like, make sure that you are communicating the right things to the right people. You know what I'm saying? Not sending news to the wrong person. Or one of my homegirls one time, she accidentally, I think I told this story before, and she's a Gemini, okay? One time she was texting me, kind of spilling the tea about this dude she was talking to. But she didn't send the text message to me. She sent it to the dude himself. Ooh, burn, right? She was like kind of talking a little smack, like, I don't know about this guy because this, and that, and, you know, personal thing about him. And he texted her back like, what? And she's like, oh, yeah, Gemini brain, not paying attention. So, yeah, not just Geminis are going to be on one, but also everybody will get a taste of that, okay? So we all have to be careful when it comes to communication. Who we're sending what to and all of that stuff. Mercury retro is a time of review and going back over things. And, you know, if you order a monthly horoscope, you can see where it is and where it's reviewing things in your world and in your life. But just in general, it's very Michael Jackson, Remember the Time energy. So this is why people say, oh, exes come back and all that shit during Mercury retro and, you know, yada, 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 the same thing. Try not to make any major decisions, agreements, excuse me, contracts or any of that stuff. If the exes come back, if it's to fix things and keep moving forward, cool. But if it's just to be on the same old bullshit or make empty promises, not cool. So that starts on May 3rd, Mercury in Gemini. So for like, what is it, like a week, a little over a week, you know, almost 2 weeks, we have a little bit of normalcy with Mercury in Gemini. And then comes like the shitstorm, right? And I know, oh my God, you shouldn't fearmonger as an astrologer. Look, I keep it all the way real around these parts. If you want people to just only be love and light and positive, there's people out there like that, and there's nothing wrong with them, but go find them because you ain't going to find her here. She's going to tell you how it affects real deal life, okay? And it's not always fun. It's not always pretty. It's not always sparkles and rainbows and shit. Mercury retro is annoying. It really is an annoying time. But you do have to think of it as like, a lot of times during Mercury retrograde, when things come back at you that are negative, it's because you didn't do something about it the first time around. So, you know, there's lessons to learn and there's deeper spiritual meaning to it rather than, oh my God, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your phone. You know, make sure you get a screen protector on your phone and your tablet and your watch and all that stuff. It's more than just Mercury's coming to destroy our lives, even though he does. But there's a deeper meaning to it, okay? And then Mercury is going to go retro on the 29th at 24 degrees of Gemini. Now, here's something I want to mention to you guys, and I'll talk about it more in the coming weeks as the aspect builds up. But just a sneak preview ahead. Mercury retrograde is going to be squaring Neptune. Almost the whole time, yeah, while it's in shadow at 16 degrees, retro at 24 degrees. Yes, pretty much Mercury retrograde and in its shadow period is going to be squaring Neptune. And then even as Mercury is easing out of its shadow period and then going to enter Cancer, he's still going to be squaring Neptune. So just count from May 15th all the way to July 11th as a big ass Mercury square Neptune as well as a retrograde period. So what does that mean for us? Yo, you guys, look out for the bullshitters and the liars and the scammers. Okay, look out for that to come, those people to come out of the woodworks even more than usual. Number one. Number two, the forgetfulness is real because we've got the combination of Gemini and Pisces. Oh my God. Like, can we say scatterbrain, no brain, floating off into fucking outer space and forgetting things and moving too fast, like mentally? Yeah. So, and people can be very, you know, Mercury square Neptune can be people fabricating sob stories and stuff like that. So just be aware of that. And Neptune rules like homeless people, people that are, you know, they're just floating through life because they can't really do life with structure. And be careful of people panhandling and scamming and all that stuff. Just whether it's online or in person. And also, if the exes come back, they may come back with some guilt, because Neptune can definitely bring that. They'll come back with some guilt and everything. But once the fog of Neptune and Mercury retro clear in July, are they still going to be sincere about feeling guilty and, you know, oh, I did you wrong, I'm going to make up for it? Are they going to deliver what they promised and shit? You know, that's something to think about. So with Mercury retro, this one's going to be a pain in the ass, you guys. I'm not going to lie, because of the square to Neptune. So the forgetfulness, the losing track of things and time and everything is going to be on high extra. So just prepare yourselves and, you know, do whatever you got to do to have a clear mind. It's probably not the best time to be like under the influence a lot, especially like if you do it for leisure. If you have to if you have to take stuff to keep you calm or anything like that, it is what it is. But if you just do things like that for recreation and leisure, be aware that you can do a little too much. Number one, because Neptune's involved and he rules the drugs. All right. Number two, you will be extra spacey. Like, you will barely be able to do life. All right. So just try to keep that in mind with this Mercury retro. So yeah, that's Mercury going into Gemini on the 3rd. All right. And then, we also have the Sun squaring Saturn and Mercury squaring Jupiter. And they are also exact on the 3rd. Oh, this is real late at night. Hold up. They are exact on the 3rd. The Sun square Saturn, 13 degrees Taurus, 13 degrees Aquarius. And we also have, what was it? Mercury? Or no. Mercury square Jupiter, yeah. Here's 29 Taurus and 28 of Aquarius, but still, you know, even as Mercury steps into Gemini, by degree, it's still squaring Jupiter. So Sun square Saturn and Mercury square Jupiter, we have these two opposite things popping, right? Because Sun square Saturn can make you say, oh no, I need to hold back, and oh, I got to follow the rules, and what about the consequences of it all and all this stuff. But then Mercury square Jupiter is like, man, fuck the rules and consequences, and I just want to do what I want to do. And you can overdo things and not see things in a small scale like you should. Like, for example, not checking your bank account before you swipe that damn card. Jupiter makes you feel like living it up, turning it up. You know what I'm saying? Just, hey, there's plenty for everyone is Jupiter's motto. So Mercury is your mind. So you're thinking in that way, like, hey, there's plenty. And then the next day or so, and especially Sun is still squaring Saturn, it's like, oh shit, I really spent that much? Oh my God, I really did that? Ooh, consequences, you know? So just be aware, you guys. There's the drill sergeant that's here to teach you the lessons of your consequences, and then here's the guy who's telling you, fuck the consequences, there are none. Woo! Live your best life. Yeah, they're both telling us to do different things at the same time. You choose which direction you go in and deal with yourself, all right? Okay, so then on the 4th, this is when we have the moon moving into Pisces. Where's she at? Yeah, so it's in the evening on the 4th over here on the west coast of the U.S., maybe into the next day if you're elsewhere. But she moves into Pisces until the 7th of May. So, you know, get ready for the dreamy, spiritual, mermaid vibes, fairies, and unicorn vibes and all that stuff. And Janae Aiko vibes, you know, chill by the ocean if you can, or by a body of water. Take a really nice bath is what Moon in Pisces will tell you. All right, you know, I'm a Moon in Pisces native by my chart, and I will tell you, yes, during Moon in Pisces days, it's really good to take baths and include like the little extra stuff, you know, the little bath bombs, the rose petals, the wine, the this, the that. You know what I'm saying? Those are really good days for that, to relax and escape, and put on a little movie. If you have if you could safely have like a device, you know, near you in the while you take a bath, to put on like a movie, a really good dreamy romantic movie. Oh my God. So one of the last times the moon was in Pisces, I took one of those Piscean baths, right? With the, you know, all the herbs and the freaking bath bombs and rose petals and shit, right? Candles and all that. And I put on the movie, the After movies. Oh my God. Ladies, especially, and gay gents. The After movie series. Oh my God. The main guy who plays Hardin, yo, he's so bomb. Like, ooh, he is like my British crush over there. He is so fire. Like, oh my gosh. And he's a Scorpio, and his Scorpio side totally comes out in that character too. Like, so yes, that's a good movie. Or watch movies, you know, like The Notebook and shit like that. Whatever. Moon in Pisces days, good for movies even without a bath, okay? Movies and TV shows and wine and edibles and whatever else you do to escape and just float on. So, that's through the 7th. So on the 7th, there's nothing really else popping until then. On the 6th, we have the moon and Neptune together that day. So that's real deal, like the potency of it all with the Pisces energy on the 26th. Okay. So floating in La La Land and not paying attention to the time or anything like that. But on the 7th, day. Okay. So on the, damn it, these neighbors, I'm telling you guys, I have no fucking peace where I live. Like, I'm praying for it so hard. I'm sorry. I'm just constantly venting about that because it's insane. It's so insane. Like, Saturn is totally being an asshole to me right now with my place of living with him in my 4th. Like, yo, it's just one thing after another. I can't. Okay. Anyway, so moving along. May 7th. What's poppin'? We have the moon going into Aries. We also have Mercury is at the eclipse point. Let me talk about that real quick. So we're gonna have an eclipse at the end of this month, you guys, at 6 degrees of Sagittarius and Gemini. And when leading up to then, when we have planets that are hitting the eclipse points, you know, they can kind of give you a preview of what the eclipse is going to activate for you. Now, it's going to be different for everybody because of where it lands in your chart and the section of your life that chart house rules. But Mercury at the eclipse point, just pay attention to that day. Like, what's going on? What are you thinking about? Do you have any revelations that are popping up about anything or anyone, or, you know, what's the activity around you? And just kind of take little notes about it if you're a person that can do that. But yeah, Mercury at the eclipse point on the 7th. Pay attention to that. But yeah, the moon goes into Aries this day. So we have moon in Aries from the 7th to the 9th. Super hype energy, super lit energy, super turned up energy. When Uranus was in Aries, that's when everybody started saying lit and turned. I personally don't really say those words very often, except kind of sarcastically, to be honest with you. And because if I say any other words I say, people are probably going to be like, you're fucking old, and what does that mean? So anyway, the energy is super hype. That's more word I use. It's hyper, and people are revving up their engines a little more, making all that damn noise with their cars and thinking they're cool and shit like that, zooming past you, honking, being impatient. I always notice that on moon and Aries days, whatever. But also, moon and Aries days are good for just being very action oriented yourself and getting up and getting things done, okay? And not wasting any time before you take action. Of course, that can lead to impulsivity, which can lead to you being a fucking idiot, running your head into a wall when really you should have slowed down and watched where you were going and what you were doing. But Moon and Aries days are really, really good for any type of action, especially if you have to work out, man. You'll be super like pumping it up, work it out. Like the old Martin shows. That's Moon and Aries. I think Martin is an Aries. Yeah, Martin Lawrence is an Aries. That explains a lot. He's got a lot of Virgo energy, though. I can just see it on him. But yeah, work it out, get out, do something active if the weather permits. Usually by this time of year, most places in the Western, what's it called? The Western Hemisphere or the Northern one. Yo, I'm starving and I'm a Taurus. I can't think when I'm hungry. My bad if I get it wrong. But in this part of the world where I'm at and most of my listeners are at, the weather is usually pretty decent at this time. It's usually at least somewhat warm and like not snowing or anything like that. So Moon and Aries days, get off your ass, get up, exercise, go for a walk, a jog, a hike, something. Okay, that's what the Moon and Aries, he's like a little drill sergeant in your ear, like yelling at you like, come on, you gotta get up and don't be lazy, and oh my god, you gotta be there first, you gotta be early, do you want any of these losers to beat you at this? So yeah, it's that voice in your ear all day for those couple of days. So that is from the 7th until the 9th. Now on the 8th we have we have Venus square Jupiter. Venus square Jupiter. Where's she at? Yeah, Venus square Jupiter. 29 of Taurus and 29 of Aquarius. So this is another one of those time periods. This is actually active all week, you guys, but it's like just exact on this day. And then the couple days after is still pretty poppin'. So Venus square Jupiter. This can be when it comes to, especially with spending and money and stuff like that, people just not really looking at their bank accounts realistically and just throwing money in the air like they just don't care, And this, of course, if you have the means to do so, fuck it, do it. Enjoy yourself. Treat yourself is the saying of Taurus. Enjoy yourself is the saying of Jupiter. So this can actually be a really good weekend for some people that have the means to just throw their middle finger up towards the consequences of spending a lot of money. However, if you are a regular schmegular degular, and you do have to watch your bank account, you do have to keep an eye on those coins. You have bills to pay and nobody else to pay them with you or for you. Hello. You have to watch yourself. And I am preaching to the choir, y'all. I really am. I really am, because I am a Taurus, a Venus and Taurus at that. And I have like Moon and Jupiter opposition. So I know what this energy can do, the damage it can do. But when it comes to also matters of love, which Venus rules, Venus square Jupiter can also, like, if you meet somebody this weekend and you might think they're the greatest thing ever, but maybe you might be skipping over a few little red flags or something. And then once this aspect clears, you might be like, whoa, I didn't notice this about you or that about you. Like, this fool sucks, man, or this chick is whack. Like, I don't like her after all. I was all excited at first. So yeah, it can do those things too. All right. So also on the 8th, this is when Venus enters Gemini. So remember, she'll enter Gemini, but she will still be squaring Jupiter by degree. Okay. So Venus enters Gemini a little later on, it could be on the 9th if you're especially like in Europe or something like that. Venus in Gemini, and she's hanging out here until June 2nd. So what is she going to be doing in Gemini? I talk more about this in the May video. Make sure you guys go peep the May video if you want to know more and, about this entire month in advance. But Venus in Gemini and joining Mercury in Gemini, let the Gemini fun begin. Okay, Venus rules enjoyment. Gemini is fun, youthful, spirited energy. It's about getting out and playing pranks on people and sharing memes and telling jokes and all that fun stuff, right? Venus in Gemini, she could be very fickle when it comes to love, though. And when it comes to everything, she's like, oh, 1 second I like it. Oh, the next second I don't. Lord have mercy. That's kind of difficult if you are like, say, earth or water dominant and you're more like a consistency type of person. You might get a little irritated with this energy. Like my youngest son has moon in Gemini, and just last night, you guys, he pulled some Gemini shit, and I was like, are you kidding me? I asked him on the way home late last night, hey, are you hungry at all? No, I'm good. We get home and I'm like, hey, it's time for bed, but I'm hungry. Are you kidding me, child? Gemini teens, man. Like, why do you guys do this to people? Oh my God. So anyway, Venus and Gemini can make people like that when it comes to love, when it comes to money, when it comes to things that they want to buy, when it comes to food, especially Venus is associated with food. Like, oh, let me try this. And then, oh, I don't think I like it. And then, oh, I don't like this. But then you're still eating it. Like, well, it's not that bad. Oh, I like it after all. I thought you said 5 fucking seconds ago that you hated it. Like, oh my God. So people could be finicky and picky when it and very back and forth and Jekyll and Hyde with a lot of things when Venus is in Gemini. But listen, the best things to do. Oh, and people will play games when it comes to dating. I personally, as a person that likes consistency and real motherfuckers, I don't dig Gemini season for dating. I don't dig it. I tend to try to hide in my little 8th house hole and just be antisocial because I don't want to play those games, man. It ain't fun. But hey, to everybody else, to other people, Venus and Gemini is about games. And I know that dating itself is a game, which is why I don't really participate, to be honest with you. But it's a game. It makes you excited about trying this and trying that and meeting this person, meeting that person, and talking to this person and that person and this and that. It's about variety and switching things around, so you don't stay, you're not bored. And that's how you keep your interest, is through multiple things, and that could be multiple people as well. And there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you don't hurt anybody and you're honest with people. Like, please, I'm just gonna give that disclaimer, all right? But yes, variety, trying new things, being excited like a kid about new stuff, and also Gemini is associated with handheld technology. So some people may be more wanting to purchase, because Venus is what you purchase, more little handheld technology stuff, like a new phone, a new tablet, a new watch, or whatever else, a new handheld video game device, something like that. Gemini is associated with like video games and stuff too. So don't mind the noise, you guys. I already told you about where I live, okay? But just in case any of that noise comes through, that's why. So anyway, yeah. So Venus and Gemini is goofy and fun and silly. And I know a lot of people may not like that energy, but some people will. It'll just kind of bring an inner child out of a lot of people and make you like bouncy and, a little more wanting to have fun and be lighthearted and not take everything so serious and so heavy like the Taurus energy does. Mercury's out of Taurus. Now we only have the sun trekking along, giving us that Taurus energy. And then Mercury and Venus are like, let's play, So it's more of like a really spirited, bouncy. I think of Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. If anybody, all generations grew up with Winnie the Pooh, like somewhat at least, right? So Tigger from Winnie the Pooh he reminds me of a Gemini. He's bouncing and he's like, woo, he could be a Gemini with a dash of Sagittarius or Jupiter somewhere. But yeah, it's very Tigger energy, just jumping around. Hey, okay, I'm here. Oh, no, I'm not. Bye. So yes, and chatting with people while Venus and Mercury are in Gemini. People will be so much more chatty. Try not to gossip, okay? Stay away from the gossip. And the superficial, surface level, like thinking you know somebody when you don't, that can get kind of annoying. But just being more into like what's going on in the news, what's going on social media, what's going on like reality television is so Gemini, And talk shows and podcasts, and Gemini is talk, right? So that's more of where our interests will be, is with like talking and, you know, words and anything to do with words, any fun things to do with words, puzzles and games, and downloading games on your phone, and having your notifications just like fucking popping is Mercury in Gemini, right? So anyway, yeah, Venus joins in though on the 8th, okay, until June 2nd. And then we have on the 9th, we have the moon going into Taurus. Oh my God. So we have the moon in Taurus, and she will be here until the 12th of May. So moon in Taurus days, super chill energy. We're getting off of that Aries rush of drinking, downing a whole bunch of fucking energy drinks and going raw, you know. Now we're chilling with a cup of tea, a cup of hot cocoa, and just chilling. Or some people may have a glass of wine, whatever makes you chill. It's retiring the Aries energy drinks, relaxing with the Taurus, you know, chill beverages and shit, right? And don't forget the snacks too, okay? So we're chilling now. We're straight chilling. We're chilling, but we're still talking because of the Gemini energy here. But moon in Taurus, it's in the evening. I'm not going to talk too much about it. But pretty much we end the week with the moon in Taurus. Time to relax, time to look at your finances and reflect on the past week, get ready for the next week. But still, you know, take the time to get into your jammies or whatever, and maybe throw on a little show or something and just chill and munch, right? And I know people say, oh, I hate when they say Tauruses are always associated with food. Listen, I have fucking 6 things in Taurus in my chart, right? Including my descendant, my 7th house. I have 6 important things in my chart in Taurus. And I will tell you, yes, Taurus is definitely a sign associated with food. I agree with all the food memes. They don't piss me off or annoy me. Shit, it's the truth. We love our snacks. We love our sweets. Most of us like chocolate and sweets. Some of us, if we don't like sweets, there's still something that we're like drooling over all the time, right? That's edible, okay? So yeah, Taurus is definitely that sign for food, along with Cancer. So moon in Taurus nights and days, your appetite increases. And also, I'm gonna give you guys a fair warning as a Taurus, when the moon is in Taurus, it may not be the best days to go grocery shopping if you're trying to stay on a budget. Lord have mercy. Let me tell you, moon and Taurus days, you'll want to buy and eat and drink everything. Everything in my Cat Williams voice. Okay? Everything when the moon's in Taurus. So if the grocery store is still open where you're at on Sunday, the moon goes into Taurus, you may want to try to get your grocery shopping done in the days prior, or maybe, you know, like when it goes into Gemini on the 12th or something like that. Go grocery shopping then if you're on a budget, okay? But if you're not, yo, the grocery store is the place to be, all right? It's the place to be on Taurus moon days, because we'll have the moon and the sun in Taurus, so that's kind of dangerous. And then Venus, she's squaring Jupiter, telling you to buy all the things, all right? Buy all the food, buy it all. Oh my God, coupons and sales. Shit, that gives me an excuse to still spend money. Hey, it was on sale though. Okay? So that's why I get a pass with overspending. It was on sale. I had a coupon though. Leave me alone. So anyway, that is the rest of the week of May 2nd through May 9th of 2021 for you guys. Thank you so much for listening. And don't forget, I have these horoscopes available on my website, May horoscopes, and then the yearly horoscopes. Okay, I may be discounting these soon when half the year is fucking over already, like in June or something. But until then, they are regular price, but they are well worth the money. People have told me they're over worth the money. Okay, like I charge too little for them for how much information is in there. So yeah, get you a little horoscope, and I will see you guys in the next one. All right, peace.